Right, this is the 7/10/16. I just made a gruesome discovery. Today I was trying to call a new bank connection on some of the losses on design, media right, and diplomat is payment right. I ran into in the same bank, South Bank, or I didn't connect to the right place because in the conversation was tape 1, tape 2, tape 3, right? Actually, the people I spoke to were earlier taped calls on another tele company, TDC. I have another one now. And actually, I noticed that some of the calls were repeatable taped replay, far more used in intelligence, but now every person can do it with a phone and with a hacker system. We know that the media business has been hacking, Centropa, Nordic Film, Denmark's Radio, TV2, and so on. All of I can't say what particular the data was collected. Also, we know that Atea, which is an IT company, is involved. We know that Nets, which is a magazine. We know there's a professional hired hacker collecting data and probably, in this call, disconnecting, right? So actually, the former police intelligence way of doing things, you got, I make a telephone call to a bank or to a job. I get a person speaking that I previously spoke to, and with variation, maybe sometime of another voice or unrecognized voice, but a mix of tapes, right? And then I have and that's the most important thing about this. If you as a woman or a company experience that all of your calls is received, the receiver has the same data that he works from. For example, previous some data from your life that the person is not supposed to have, is incorrectly about, or that is a critical, maybe misunderstood, a critical scenery for you. For example, if you have had problems with hackers, right? There were previously problems with hackers. That is not your problem. That is the police having a problem, or it's your problem, but it's the police to handle. So that can never be a new connection in a bank or a policeman's critical approach to you that you have a hacker problem, right? In this conversation with different banks, some said they didn't have any kind of business relation. 2 of them are closed down. That could be true. And this latest call to 3 persons in the same system recognized as earlier taped conversation. And it ends up that the earlier conversation abused in the hacker tape reply, right, ends up in a third call where a man is provocating, saying to you that you're not supposed to call anymore because they were rude, they were provocating, they were a repeated hacked call. So what he's trying to do is trying to intimidate you. He's trying to control you. He's trying to cut off your connection, your trust in banks or whatever your relations, jobs, something like that. He's a violator. And that's what hackers are. No matter if this person is a personal enemy of you, political, personal, ex-boyfriend, whatever, or he just is a professional hacker, or he's a police that covers up something else, mistake, lawyer company, whatever, he is a criminal, right? So the methods that the previous intelligence used is now the criminal access the same tools as they used in the 60s, 70s, 80s is available, right? And that means that you can actually be confronted as a private person with no intelligence experience. I have it. with something that almost looked like intelligence fights against you as a, you could say, violated business person, violated political enemies, or if you are just a beaten up woman. So actually, the problem with this is that because it's anybody's access to complicated transmission system and also complicated repeat tape hacker surveillance equipment, which is on every phone, every PC, right? So actually police has to be better educated in kind of intelligence ways, because this is the level of crimes. This is money, loans crimes, this is royalty crimes, this is defense of human rights and family rights, right? But it's not what it's about. It's about money. It's also this one person, the hacker, could be pedophile, could be fraud, could be violator, could be just a hacker professional for somebody else, could be a terrorist, could be anybody. You can't tell because the voices is taped, and the finally can be just another language transferred in Google Translate or taped before translation, and therefore the person said you cannot call here anymore on old tape record, right? Could be from anywhere.